Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you guys are at. I'm in the Midwest, so it is 11:40. Just coming out of Rockford, Illinois. Just wanted to update you guys. We ended our conversation with me discussing the finalized process that I went through after purchasing or leasing the truck from Lone Mountain, getting the truck dynoed and diagnostic gone through pretty thoroughly to make sure the truck was solid. Forget I own a bus company, so I sometimes I end up slipped by saying bus instead of a truck. Shame on me. But yeah, we checked it and vetted the truck to make sure she's good to go, and she's good to go. So we are leaving Rockford, Illinois, which is where the orientation for Landstar took place. Um, but one of the things I wanted to add on to part four, something I forgot to mention, uh, one hurdle that I went through when purchasing the vehicle and um, the little technical things you need done in order to operate, or of course, leasing on with the company, and that is your 2290 heavy highway vehicle tax. So I purchased, or at least purchased the vehicle um, between Christmas and New Year's, the New Year's celebration. So with that, a lot of things are closed, particularly the IRS. The IRS is closed during that period of time. So with that being said, I was not able to complete the application or have my 2290 application filed. It was placed on hold because the IRS was not open and they were not processing applications. So I was told that I would not be able to get my highway vehicle tax processed and filed at the earliest, probably the 18th of January. Fortunately, it was actually filed on the 9th, but I was able to jump through a little bit of a loophole and get it processed so I can at least get my um, leasing on of Landstar done. So that was a hurdle that I went through. So I say all that to say, when you are purchasing a vehicle, if you know you're going to be buying that specific vehicle, the VIN number is not going to change, go ahead and get that tax filed. Get it done. If you're doing it in the middle of the year, it's going to be prorated. Mine's prorated at $275 for the for the remainder of the year. So from January to July. Remember, the heavy highway vehicle tax runs from uh, July to July. So I'm coming in at the beginning of the year, which is actually the middle of the fiscal year for that tax. So $275 for the duration of the year. So get that done as soon as possible if you are in fact buying that vehicle. If you're not, then you might want to wait, or you may have to go through some extra steps to have that filing changed to another VIN number. So just something to think about. But I wanted to talk to you about the Landstar orientation and the first day of the orientation. I got to say that it was a great experience. I have learned some things that I didn't necessarily know or may have forgotten. Um, so first, my orientation from Landstar took place in Rockville, Illinois, at the orientation center, not terminal, but orientation center. And the orientation was facilitated by a young lady by the name of Kathy Bell. Amazing woman, very thorough, very pleasant. Um, she really truly cares about her students in that class, the BCOs. She wants to see everybody succeed. And I gotta say, shouts to her that I truly appreciate that I had the opportunity to be in her class. So Kathy, Thumbs up to you. Great job. Much success to you. You did an amazing job. Thank you. Um, it was a great time. The first day focused on safety, and we started with hazmat. So, everyone said, "Oh my God, hazmat!" I tell you, I ran hazmat before. I've done it, but I know more about hazmat now than I ever have. All the way down to the book guide, being able to know where things are better. Um, the classes, unbelievable. I'm excited to run hazmat now because I don't see it as that big of a burden. You respect it, but don't be scared of it. I'm excited about running hazmat. So we dealt with hazmat, went through it thoroughly. She went through it step by step and let us know what's going to be on the test. So that way, when we take the test, we have a great chance of passing it. It was thorough. She was very thorough. We went through hazmat for about a good 2 hours, maybe more. After which we took a test. The test, I believe, was around 25 questions, 27 questions, and you had to pass it. And everybody in my class passed it. We only had 3 people in my class. One was a operator, and the other gentleman, Ron, great guy, was an operator. So we were able to get that done. We passed. That was completed, and we're on our way to becoming BCOs at Landstar, which stands for Business Capacity Owner. So if you hear me say BCO, that's what I mean. The next, we talked about securement. We went through that thoroughly. Then we talked about CSA scores, CSA, um, why we as a whole need to, you know, be safe because it only affects you, it also affects the company that you run for. Imagine, and if everybody was reckless and got speeding tickets or failed inspection, roadside inspections, that company was shut down, and guess what? There goes your livelihood. So that was something to really think about. I think everyone understood that. So we went through that very thoroughly, and was able to get that completed. So understand the first day, technically boring topics, but I gotta say that it was it was filling. The information was thorough. The information was plentiful. It was interesting. She made it interesting. It wasn't boring. I wasn't falling asleep in class, and the day went by pretty fast. I gotta say, I thought it was going to be dragged out, and from 8 to 5, 4:30, 5 o'clock. That's a long day, but it thorough. It went through. As a matter of fact, I was like, wow, it's almost over already. That's good when things flow like that. Um, we had lunch. Lunch was not bad. Had a little pulled beef, mashed potatoes, some green beans, some bread, something that stuck to your bones. Something that I don't need more stuck to, but yeah, I ate it. If you like pop, it was all the pop you want. If you like coffee, have plenty of coffee. I love coffee, so there was plenty of it for me. Uh, Hot chocolate, and some good conversation. We had a gentleman and his wife come in. They owned a big house, had a big truck. I believe probably had a shower and bathroom in it. That was a beautiful thing to see. They came in and gave us some good insight, as active BCOs, active owner operators. So that was good to hear kind of firsthand how things are going, out there in the real world as a Landstar um, BCO. So that was great. Because of COVID, it was a small class. Um, Nobody was working in the building because everybody was working from home. Um, but that was okay. It was really made the experience pretty intimate. A lot of one-on-one time. You was able to ask as many questions as you needed. It didn't drag the class down. Um, we had great conversation amongst each other. Uh, if I was ever made to have to take another orientation, I wouldn't be upset about it, especially if I can go to Kathy's class in Rockford. Kathy Bell, thank you again. Um, so the orientation went great. So that's the first day. And once you get to the first day, the next day, it's it gets to the meat and bones of what we're looking for, and that is the ability to operate your business as a BCO. So I'm going to end this video there and make a part two with uh, discussing part the day two of the Landstar orientation. Um, I appreciate you guys. I'm excited. I love this YouTube thing. It's gives me opportunity to share, gives me opportunity to maybe even get some insight from others. And while we out here on these highways and byways, soon I'm gonna share some of my barbecue experiences with you guys. I know as truck drivers, we all love barbecue. We all think we can barbecue, and we probably can. Um, Smoking meat is one of my passions, so I'll be sharing some of that with you. Maybe doing some videos of some of our barbecue. Maybe bring you on a journey to one of our pop-ups and let you see the multitude of people that we feed with our barbecue. When I say barbecue, we're talking smoked brisket, smoked ribs, pulled pork, rib tips, which is a Midwest Chicago thing. Some of you may not be aware of rib tips. Some of you might be. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing other things with you, um, which is hence the name, the Highway Pitmaster. We'll get to some of the Pitmaster stuff soon, and maybe even if it's just grilling a steak or two. As you can see, I'm a big guy. I love to eat, and I know that ain't always a good thing, but like good food. So, as we on the highway, maybe we stop at some good restaurants and some of these good smokehouses around the country, and maybe give it a quick review, see what it does, see what it be like, and share that with you guys. So, thank you again. Like and subscribe, and if you feel the need to comment, I remember this time. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys. Remember the Highway Pitmaster, and keep trucking. Talk to you soon.